Whoops. What the hell's going on here? Oh, jeez. Just knocking into everything. Oh, you dummy. Ugh. Yeah. I just had an epiphany. I am stupid, do not mind me. Ugh, these stupid gloves. Change master cylinder and bleed the brakes. Can't talk. Change the master cylinder and bleed the brakes.
No, I'm not a writer. Okay.
I didn't find the one I had, but apparently somewhere down the road, I acquired, bought, or was given this fancy, expensive starette set. I forgot I had this. This is not the one that I used before, but somewhere along the line I'd gotten this one, and this is a really nice set. So I remember fighting the other one a little bit too. So, divine intervention, maybe this is the reason why it's gone, I don't know. Anyways, so I have it set up. Right now, we are at, looks like 23 thousandths on the run out, or the backlash, I'm sorry. So we'll back this one up just a touch. Having two of these rods might be a lot easier. And just go from side to side. Okay, that's snugged up. So just adjust this so we're sitting right on top of it. Oh, I made it tight. See that? That's 6 thousandths right there. So if I come back over here to this side, zero it back out. See right here, it's so we're just about 8 right now. It's snugged up. So if I were to take and put 75 foot-pounds on it, we'll go to 60 because these are old bearings. I don't want to overdo it. Apparently they were, it was running with way looser than that anyways. Okay, there's 60. See how that loosened up a lot? So definitely going to have to bring it in more to the other side. I have a feeling this is going to be a back and forth game here. I wonder if I take this one here, and I've loosened that one up. And I just torque this side to 75. Okay. Well, that is interesting. Okay. Whoop, see, I'm back to too tight again. So I'm just going to loosen that up a quarter turn. I'm going to go over to this side. I'm going to apply the torque to the passenger side. Okay. Oh, see, we're getting somewhere. Now we're at 4,000. That's not enough. So, I think what we're going to do is we are going to go back to this side. I'm going to loosen it up another quarter turn. Now let's loosen this up another quarter turn. And we'll go 1/8 of a turn. Okay. Effectively, I'm moving it. I'm increasing the backlash. Is what I'm doing. Let me zero it. Well, it's 10 thousandths now. Which actually on used bearings isn't horrible. And I'm only at 60 foot-pounds. I'll try this side here. See if it lets me go any more with this. My scope here isn't getting a very good. I must be hitting part of the gear or something. Let's try this. Well, we're back to 10 thousandths. That's at maximum. It would be nice to get it tighter than that. But I'll tell you what, it's a far sight tighter than what it was. That is a fact. That's 10 thousandths. I can back to one side and go a little further. Why not? I can't leave nothing alone.
Hey, moron! Duh!
So, to tighten the backlash, I need to loosen this side, tighten this side. Let's just go. Try that. Okay. How'd we do? Re-zero this thing. See, now it went too tight. Wow. Yeah, we're still about 4 thousandths. Now I'm too tight. Okay. I think we're splitting hairs now. So now I have to loosen this side. Well, one guy was saying how much of a back and forth game this is. I do think so. Okay. Yeah, we're right back at 10 again. Seeing if I come back over to this side. Bet you I can get it to deflect and tighten up a little bit more. Oh, we're at 9. Yeah, we're at 9. Ah, screw it. Good enough. Better than it was. So, yeah, we got 9. We'll call that good enough. That's 1.5 miles better than what it was. So we'll just call that we win and walk away. Because before it was damn near going to fall out of the car. So, and it drove on that. If this thing makes any kind of noise at all, I'll be pissed because it didn't make any noise whatsoever before. Yeah, we'll call that good. I'm happy with that for what it is. Yeah, that's 100 times better than what it was. So you could only imagine, I mean, all the play this thing had. So now what I'll do, I'll torque those caps down real quick. They're seems how they're basically what I got the wrench set at. I read 65 to 70 on these. So we'll just go. $60. We'll give her 65. Okay. Oh yeah. Man, that is so nice. Okay, so let's check the pattern real quick. Okay, so a gentleman told me once that I don't need to go straight to the grease. This is the gear marking compound. He said to get some food grade grease, and what I can do is actually make this stuff stretch even farther. Got my handy dandy lifetime supply of acid brushes here. So I was wanting to try this to see if it actually did work. So basically, it makes your more expensive grease stretch a little further. So I kind of wanted to try this. He told me that I will never need to buy any more marking grease again. All I did was a little dab of the gear compound, and just like you would with body filler or putty or epoxy or whatever, is just mix it up with this. This is a food grade grease for bearings and gears and stuff for food processing type machines or whatever. Anyways, he basically said that this will be enough. I will never have to buy... Oh, ain't that nice. The little Chinese stuff. So anyways, I'm kind of wanting to see how it works. Not that the stuff's super expensive. I think this tube was only $8, but I think this... I had to look at this 4-ounce jar. I think it was half the price of the gear marking compound itself. So we'll see how this works. I'm kind of curious. Okay, let's try our concoction here. It's interesting. I'm always about trying to find new and different ways of doing things. I mean, this comes from a level of really pinching some pennies, but you know, not a lot of us were born with a silver spoon jammed up our arse either. Maybe I'm putting it on too thick too. Let's see if I can thin it down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, well, let's twist the old shaft and see what we get. I go both ways. Okay. Well, let's see what we got. Looks like we are getting I don't know, am I doing this right? As far as I can tell, I mean, that thing's hitting about in the middle. It's got a big grab. As far as I can tell. I mean, she's getting every bit of the teeth. I mean, that's for darn sure. I didn't expect to see grabbing that much of the tooth either. That's kind of a surprise. It is grabbing every bit of that tooth. It might be because of the gear ratio and it's so big. But yeah, you can see it's about halfway down. I mean, it looks like it's grabbing where it's supposed to. I don't know. To me, it looks okay. I just, that gear is just getting every bit of it. That's a big gear. I mean, 22 teeth on a pinion? Holy cow, that's a lot. And when you look at the coast side, and it's getting every bit of it. I mean, she looks... might not be as deep. Yeah, see, this is where tightening it up a little bit, going to the 7 thousandths or 6 thousandths would bring the tooth, the wear down just a touch. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. It does look like it's more on the outside of the tooth rather than, or to the tip more than the down end. I mean, if you look at the marks up here, I mean, she's she's on the tooth where she's supposed to be. I mean, it's just a 256, man. It's a... If you look at these... Taking the drive shaft off might have been smarter. I mean, it's getting the contact pattern that it once had. You can kind of see it. I think we're right back where it was. So I think we're going to leave it alone. I think we're going to leave that be and just let it rip. I don't see any reason to change it. You know, looking at the pinion, I mean, it looks like it's getting plenty of bite. I'm not a super expert on this stuff. But I mean, she's, you can see the teeth in there. I mean, you're not going to get it much tighter than that. I mean, I try to get that gear in there any deeper. And yeah, it's probably sitting right about where it needs to be. It just looks weird on this ratio. Because it's such a screwball ratio. I don't know. I'm just going to leave her go. I don't think it looks bad. I don't know if the food grade thing was... I mean, it looks like it was doing its job. It's just... I mean, you can see that the gears... It's getting every bit of that. But, I mean, you look down there at the pinion, and it's hitting the pinion where it's supposed to. I mean, it looks just like what it was. So I think we're going to call that... Yeah, because see, there's the marks of the yellow. I mean, you can't get in there much deeper, otherwise it'll start bottoming out. So I think that's where we're supposed to be. See right in there? I mean, I can't move that down much further. It's sort of bottoming out on the gear. I think we're there. I just think it's because of the ratio, man. It just, the teeth really grab a bite of it. So, cool. We'll just, we'll roll with that. That's stuck back up there. All right, well, we're going to go with that. I'm going to put these locks in, and we'll wipe down some of the stuff. Apparently, these are what's supposed to keep this thing from moving around, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they were even doing anything at all. But anyways, the food grade trick seemed to work. Get the little bolt here. I'm going to pull the lock down towards the position it should be. It should be down on this side and up on that side to keep the lock from spinning, to keep the nut from spinning out. So I'm just going to make sure that's slid down. I can't imagine anybody wanting to keep this crappy gear ratio, so I figured what better time to learn about this kind of stuff than right now. See, in this side here, and the idea is you want it to go up to keep it locked in the, you know, backing out. So this side here I was pulling down on the lock. So this side here I will go up as high as it wants to go. And it should keep it locked. I don't know. Those were tight when I took this thing apart, so I don't know what caused this thing to come all loosey-goosey. It was, without a doubt. Loosey-goosey. Okay. I'm just curious to know how this worked out. I'm going to get it on the road and sit here and listen to it whine, or I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Yeah, I might have screwed up and put way too much grease in. I don't know. All I know is I'm not changing the pinion depth. I'm not getting into that mess. So whatever it was going to be was pretty much what it was going to be. I mean, it looks like, judging by what's shiny and what isn't, it's almost right back exactly where it was. So I think we're doing something right. I don't know. Let us put our spider gears and stuff back in. So basically what I was doing was I wasn't putting this stuff together, you know, completely dry. Which looks like this didn't get cleaned as well. I didn't know that was a shim. There we go. Get this cleaned up. So I just take this lith grease, and it just helps hold things together. And it's just so you don't have, you know, it's not like completely dry when you throw the fluid in it. You know, the fluid doesn't get everywhere all at once. So this just kind of gives it a little bit of lubrication before you get the gear oil to get thrown around in there. Just take this guy here. Got your shim on. Got the shim on there. Stick her up in there like that. And we'll take this guy here, which looks like this one needed to come apart too. Oh, that was on there tight. Okay. Oops, it's the brush for that. You want to get crazy and do like gobs of it on there. Just a little dab will do ya. Just get a little coating on there. Same thing. Just stick her on in there. We'll do the same thing with the spider gears, but I don't think you need to have me watching, or need to watch me greasing them up. Now these do have a little shim and it has a collar on it. That's to help keep it centered on there. Okay. I'll put a little grease on the side, a little grease on both sides of the shim. And you always kind of want to put them back in the same order they were in. Now, maybe I'm wrong using this grease for this. I'm not going to say I'm right. I'm also not going to say I'm wrong. I don't think it would hurt it. If I am doing this wrong and I shouldn't be using this grease, let me know. I don't think it would hurt anything. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, this is going to be the tricky one. Because you basically have to trick this thing into... Yeah, so you gotta line them up in such a way might still be a tooth off. That's still a tooth off. Okay, that might go. Even though this is not the time to put the pin in, I'm just going to double check it. Make sure the pin will go. See, then I'll know if I'm off. See, it's not quite there, so I'm probably one tooth off. And again, if anybody can shoot me in the right direction of an easier way of doing this than I already know, or obviously don't know. I think I'm still off. I'm not an expert at this, folks. Trust me on that one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Cheerios. There, now it goes. I might not have. Oh, shoot. The shim came out. That sucks. Maybe let's see if I can feed that back in there. Ugh, somehow. Ugh. Yeah. Now that it's covered in every dirt and piece of grime from the floor, start all over again. And let's see if I can somehow. Oh, that was the one with the shim. So this one is the one that needs it. Well, here we go with the other side. Yeah. Beat it that time. Okay. So the pin should still drop through. Yep, okay. Now you just slide in the axle shafts. Hopefully the seals, wheel bearing seals don't leak now that I'm screwed with them. Just slide the little clip in. Pull it back. It's locked in there. Just like a lot of GM products, priced are much in the same. Push that guy in like so. Drop the clip in. There we go. Pull it back. And what keeps the axles from coming in and those clips falling in is this pin here. Because now you drop this guy in somehow. There we go. Just like so. Let's see, I'm going to turn it all the way. There it goes. Whoops. Too far. Too far. There it is. And this, boy, dust and dirt getting in here. So much for being clean. And that will lock once you slide the pin in and you get this secured. Which you just go to torque. Just make sure it's in there. Because these pins, which actually, you know what, I might pull this back out and throw some blue Loctite on it, because these pins have been known, at least on some of the Danas I've dealt with, to back out. So it's probably not a bad idea. Let's do that. Let's just keep redoing our work here 10 or 12 different times. Because I want a little bit of cheap insurance. Granted, this thing is probably going to end up ripped apart anyways, hopefully relatively soon. I can't imagine anybody really wanting to keep this crappy ratio. So that's probably a good idea. Throw a little Loctite on it. I'll probably use some blue if I have it. Got some red and some blue. I've used red too, where people say, oh, don't use that, you'll never get it out. And I've used it in spots where I hadn't had that problem. So we'll throw some blue on. I'm sure that's probably the choice of the pros, so. Something is better than nothing. Must be glad to get this thing back together. I should have investigated this a long time ago, but I just squirrel. You just go click, then click. Should be good enough. Okay. That's about 100 times better than it was. So now we'll just clean this up a little bit. Get the cover slammed on. I gotta clean the cover up yet. It's still gross. Pretty basic stuff. I don't really think you're gonna be much interested in that, so I'll clean that up real quick. And as you can see, that pin is what keeps those axles from coming in and those clips dropping out. So that's, the pin helps to do that. So as long as you got this guy staying in there, and it keeps the pin from dropping through, because I've actually had one of these pins on a Dana 60 drop through, jam into the case, and just, I mean, it exploded everything. I had to put a new carrier, and yeah, it was a mess. In Dana's, you have to shim, you don't have these side-to-side adjustments like this 8 1/4 has. So, yeah, it was a mess. So anyways, I mean, these are fairly simple, and you know, it's where it needs to be. Bead blasted the cover. Super rough, so I put some couple heavy coats of self-etching primer just to try to fill in heavy pitting. Definitely rusty. So it'll look halfway decent when it goes on. But yeah, we're getting there. We'll throw the drums and wheels back on. Looks like I gotta do a little tightening up here. Seeing a little leakage. Might not have got it tight enough. But I gotta bleed the brakes yet. Change my cylinder and bleed the brakes. Can't talk. Change the master cylinder and bleed the brakes. And then we'll see how it goes from there. So anyways, we're getting there slowly. It's good to get back on it and get some stuff done on this thing. Getting this buttoned up will be nice. And I can move on to getting the door glass put in and finish up what I'm doing underneath the hood. And a couple other items too, I think. Hopefully. Okay, got the rear end cover. Pan turned out not too bad. She was pretty pitted and nasty, but a lot better shape now. Got my Velcro gasket, and this is the sealant I pretty much use on everything. It's the 3M weather strip, super weather strip adhesive, the yellow. I'll use the black. I'll use it on door seals and whatnot, but the yellow I typically use in all my engine gaskets and everything. This stuff really works well. I've had engines go years and years before they even think about leaking with this stuff. So, part number 08001, made by 3M. Yellow super weather strip adhesive. This stuff's really, really, really good. I called it yellow snot for years because that's pretty much what it comes out of, or as a consistency of. So, oh. And I kind of fogged a little bit of paint on the hardware too. A little unnecessary, but you know, you gotta make it look nice. And if anybody needed to know the part number, RDS 55047. If you need the part number for the rear cover, 74 to 83 truck and the 69.95 car. And running 8.25 basically. Really not too hard to find. I think I got these off of Rock Auto. They're like $1. $1 and some change or something like that. It was pathetically cheap. So, I'm not one of those guys that likes to put a pile of RTV stuff on. A little bit of this goes a long ways. So, I only glue the removable side. I don't glue, say if you're working on an engine doing a valve cover or something, I glue the valve cover, not the head. I use the front cover or timing chain cover, not the block. Because this stuff is really hard to get off. I like to be able to take the piece off and take it to a wire wheel or be able to put it somewhere I can handle it and clean it off away from the engine. So whenever I'm doing my gooping, I guess you could say, I want to do it on the removable part. So you don't need to pile this stuff on here. Some people like to let it set up. I prefer to try to get it on there quickly. This stuff does dry fast. Especially if it's warmer out, which I think right now it's probably 85 degrees out. Which is kind of a weird September for us. It's been getting like that. So I guess it's almost a normal September anymore. So I'll just set that on there, just like so. Okay. Obviously, the bump that away on this side. This is going to look way too nice for this garbage. Way too nice. Whoop. Good place for it. It's right where I want it. I'm going to try with it up first. Something tells me that's not right. I can go crawl underneath my other car and look at it too. I would prefer it up because it stays off the cover, but then again you may want it down. So maybe I got to flip it around, which that might be more correct. I don't know. Yeah, it probably is. Click. Can you hear that? Click. Doesn't have to be crazy much. That's on there. Okay, in some of the rare instances where you have essentially a square for a plug, you could find a 12-point socket that will fit on there. It may not grab it the best. They have actual sockets for these square drive type plugs. I don't have one. So hopefully she'll come loose with this. And she did. See how much of a mess I can make with this. Oh, kind of like that. This is an extra bottle I wanted to use up. pumper style. Takes a little bit of fluid. I think my little jug's getting a little bit empty. Oh, I think there she is right there. Yeah, it's starting to run out. Okay. Get on there. Got her all filled back up. Just snug down the plug. Sometimes these 12 points don't give it enough grip if they're really tight. Just another German torque on that. And there you have it. She's back in business again. So for any of you wondering what I was using, I have one of these old, it's an old fluid pumper. You could use it for different oils and fluids and stuff. It was, when I got it, it was being used for gear oil, and I thought, perfect. It beats having to fart around with those stupid, those siphon setups they use on them, or try to get the bottle squirted in there. It seemed to work out pretty nice. I just popped the lid off it, and I just fill it back up every once in a while. Buy a couple jugs of it. So I think we got this part wrapped up pretty good. I'm going to get the master cylinder put on it, get the brake system bled. I think there's a switch on the transmission I need to change out so the backup lights will function. I think the switch is done for. Of course, the glass. A couple other things, and I think this will be pretty much all I'm going to do with this thing. That's it for this for now. We got her wrapped up. We'll get on the other stuff.